Welcome to the D-pad.
Oh,
I'm
I
Rick.
was just clapping us in.
Jeff.
He's clapping us in.
Yeah, I'm Ben.
Giving us
And
a surprising mic sync.
so the three of us are at different levels of having seen trailers for Avengers Endgame, the upcoming kind of finale to the Avengers arc of the MCU.
Oh boy.
I've seen the official teaser, like the first trailer with the title reveal. Ben, I think you've seen the first two. You've seen.
Wait, how many are there?
There are 3 in total.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know anymore.
I don't know, and you haven't seen any.
Can't keep track.
Well, I mean, let's find out. So all 3 of us have seen Infinity War.
Yes.
So we know what the stakes are here. The
Yes.
universe is super fucked. Half of every living thing, in the universe has just been turned to dust. So
Not every living thing.
yeah,
Well,
sentient beings. I think.
Half of every living thing.
half of every sentient. It's a little confusing. There's some technical limitations to this whole thing,
Right,
but
we
wait,
all
only
are at least
sentient?
current on movies.
yeah.
It's only
Oh, have you seen
sentient things?
I'm not
Either
sure it was
sentient or
ever
sapient,
like
one of the two, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not
fuzzy.
like half of all the grass died.
No, but
Or
like
like-
half of all the dogs probably did.
Poor dogs.
I know they didn't do anything wrong.
fucking Thanos. I wasn't a fan of you
Asshole.
before, but now
Then
that
there
I
would have
think
been
about it,
more dogs for every person.
Right?
Damn it.
all right. So
Thanos is an asshole.
Shall we get this show on the road?
Yeah, let's
then?
do this. Let's jump in with the first one. This is the one that was released about 3 months ago. This is the one. This is the official reveal. We hadn't seen anything up until this point. So
Right.
let's see what we got here. If we get this thing loaded up, our connection's a little bit rough. So there we go.
Have I seen this?
Oh, not to
You
be.
probably have.
This is one. Oh yeah, this is when he's in the. Okay.
Yeah.
Stay on.
Hey Tonka.
Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording,
So,
Pet Tonka.
Sweet Iron Man.
or not, part of the journey.
I think that's supposed to be the Monado, or not the Monado. Whatever the Guardians have been flying around. in.
Yeah, it's their the Guardian ship.
Yeah.
Rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago.
Oof.
Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning.
It's very interesting to continue to see
When I drift off, I will dream about you.
the entire framework of this series still hinging on Iron Man as like the focal,
Yes.
the most focal character of it all.
I mean, I'm a huge Iron Man fan, so
Mm.
I've always been happy with it.
Also wasting absolutely no time setting the tone on
Yeah.
this
No, none whatsoever.
Christ figure allegory.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, nice job, everyone.
50%
Guys nailed it.
of all living creatures.
Oh yeah, the list has been revealed of like there's a whole poster thing
All of us.
of 16 characters who are dead and 16 that are still alive
You lost family.
with the tagline "Avenge the Fallen."
Oh man.
It's like, whew.
Oh, who's
Lost
cool
part of
sword guy?
ourselves.
What? He's
Yeah.
supposed to shoot, not
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah, but now he's not Hawkeye, he's Ronin.
What?
This is going to
You'll see.
For a little while, Hawkeye.
Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't.
Did he turn into a weeaboo at some point?
No, well, he had an emo phase like Cap did.
Yep.
Oh,
Most heroes at one point in their comic history have some dark, edgy emo
I guess
phase.
that's true. Yeah.
So, the sense I get from that trailer is
Yeah.
it very much sets the scene. Like, we didn't really get much reveal.
Is anyone home? This is
Oh, and then this.
Yes.
We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. That got really big.
It's just an old message.
I got really big.
Hey, man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Oh, Paul Rudd.
I don't know why
Right.
they're so surprised. Like, why wouldn't
Well,
he be
because
alive?
for
he?
2 reasons. One, earlier in the trailer, he shows up on the list of dead or missing.
Missing because of the end of whatever that movie was.
Yeah,
where it
so
goes super small.
Exactly.
Yes.
He was in the quantum realm when the snap happened, which took out the Pyms,
Yeah.
but he was still alive, just trapped in the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
Which, so there's a strong indication that the quantum realm is going to be a big part of Endgame and like how things move forward from there. There's people talking about the possibility of there being like time travel stuff. They hint at it really strongly, and
Right.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was like, if you wander too far, you'll end up in the temporal wastelands, and you don't want to go there. And like the way she
Yeah.
describes it is kind of like you're talking about time travel,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes, yes.
I gotcha.
And in a world where we now have time travel in the form of the Eye of Agamotto and its raw form as the time stone, like
Wait, did Strange die?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went down.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Shortly after informing, Tony that the only way of the 14 million possibilities
Right,
he saw
this
was one where
thing,
he
yeah.
just willingly gave up the time stone.
Yep.
Which is like, oh, fuck. Okay. So there's that. So that's a thing.
So the only real like plot that was advanced in this sort of trailer that we get going forward is that Ant-Man is back and seems to be alive.
Ant-Man is back. The title. This
He
was
seems
the reveal
pretty
of the
alive,
title as
yeah.
well.
And everybody's
Yeah.
very sad.
Yes,
Everybody's very sad.
Very sad.
Also, I mean, I guess also that Tony is in the ship. Like, he's not stuck on Titan.
Yes, yeah,
At
he at
some
least
point
makes
he leaves
it
Titan.
to space.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't seem to work out too great for him.
Not super well.
Not
I mean,
when we
if,
last see.
if you do not know how to pilot a ship or the ship has no fuel, there's only so much you can do.
Come here.
Because, like, compared to with the big, like, spinning circle ships, those probably had a lot more fuel to them than the Monado or whatever the hell.
The Guardian ship.
Yeah. Shall we jump into the second one?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's.
All right. Let's see what this is. So
Is
I
this-
haven't seen this one at all.
Is this
so.
one more or less official than the other official?
This one's so
trailer?
official they included Endgame in the video.
Oh,
name.
In the name.
That's pretty official.
Ooh.
Right.
Oh, that's
Oh,
back from
remember
Iron Man
that?
1.
Yeah, that's way back at the beginning.
Years ago,
What?
Look at that callback.
my way out of that cave
I love this.
became Iron Man.
Ooh. Okay.
Realized I loved you.
They're
Oh.
really leaning into it. I like it.
So far, this is last trailer plus, like a little extra.
Yeah.
To pull off one last one.
Ooh. Okay. So this is the lean back trailer.
Okay.
You're too short.
None of us can go back.
Sad
Alright.
cap.
All we can do is our best.
Okay.
All right.
So that's not from anything. So we haven't seen that bit before.
Yeah. Well, something has happened though, because he looks super emo right now.
Yeah, he's got the cool shaved sides with the lines and the shaved.
Oh,
Yeah. He's got the mini hawk. Interesting focus on the red specifically. I would have thought it was going to be like Tony gets the red and Cap gets the blue, and
Does it have to do with the color of a stone, or
maybe yeah,
Red
or just the
means
Marvel
stop.
Marvel red.
It's the
Could be.
end. Stop making movies. Just cut it out,
You're
man.
done. No, don't do that. Maybe make a few less,
Even
but
if there's a small chance.
okay.
Ooh,
So
okay.
Know this. To everyone who's not in this room, to try.
Oh shit! All right. Oh, that's right. I forgot Rocket's still around.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing some God Thor.
Whatever it takes.
That's nice that she shot along to the music.
Yeah.
Yep. Good timing. And here he goes up Thanos' butt.
Yep.
Whatever it
Wet up
takes.
there. Really wet.
Very, very wet.
Oh, this is
That's
the
a-
reveal of the costumes.
Yeah, they're like Avengers equipment.
They're going full X-Men 1 on this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the
Oh,
slow
shit.
march with the new costume.
Yeah,
It's
new
interesting, though.
uniforms, new badass attitude.
That's definitely edited in though, compared to.
Is that his girlfriend or
That's Captain Marvel.
oh fucking yeah.
Okay. All right.
Did you
I-
see? Did
I didn't mean
Marvel?
like who is that? I meant like are they supposed to be together or something in between like the time frame or
No.
Oh,
that's
It's just a
thing.
TV spot.
So interesting. So that last bit with them in the white suits, we've seen that shot before in like one of the other, either in the first trailer or in a different teaser for it. That like walk through the thing has been seen, and they were not wearing those. I'm guessing that they digitally altered whatever, either into that or out of that, to kind of hang back on the costume reveal.
Maybe they did two shots, one with the costumes and one not.
Oh. There's been a lot of jokes about
interesting.
about Thor making fun of like the red and white aesthetic from Thor Ragnarok when he's on Sakaar. I'm like, oh, look at this, the red, the white, all the angles and everything. Like, pick one. Just like getting his comeuppance of having to wear
Bringing it
that shit
around.
here. I love the fact that. So, question: where does Rhodes get his new paint job situation? Because Tony sure as shit ain't on Earth when this is happening, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Stark Industries would probably turn all of their efforts to like recovering Tony and trying to help to like put everything back together.
True.
So maybe they have the
Yeah, maybe that means getting the Avengers some gear so they can go save Tony.
yeah.
Trying to
The
remember-
tiger.
Seems pretty. Oh,
Yeah,
'Cause
we
I
don't
was
want our
gonna
breakfast
say-
cereal.
No, yeah.
So I was gonna say, I was
We
like,
miss
oh,
him.
is Jarvis still around? It's like, no, because Jarvis got put into Vision, and that was pretty permanent, and then Vision's
Yes.
dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Friday is with Tony,
Mm-hmm.
and
Friday.
Spider-Man's AI is with Spider-Man. So like none of Tony's
Wait,
AIs
who's
are active.
Friday?
Friday was
Yeah.
the AI that he swapped in for Jarvis in
Oh,
Civil War, I think. No, in Infinity War.
Huh.
He swapped in. No, sorry, for Age of Ultron, because he needed an AI when Jarvis was getting taken down.
Okay.
We switched it
Well,
into that.
what's trailer number 3?
Yeah, let's jump into the third one here. So that's this one, which is a lot
Special
shorter a thing.
Ooh.
But curious what this is going to be.
My
all about.
look.
It's so special.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean
Get a little
because he killed
mumbly
all those
there.
friends? We owe this
Yes, that's what
to
I
everyone
mean.
who's not in this room to try.
I look so damn handsome.
I mean, yep.
It's not about how much we lost. It's about how much we
Whoa,
have
okay.
left.
So, spoiler, Tony makes it back to Earth.
Yes.
I-
Or maybe
okay.
that's a flashback. I don't know.
We gotta finish this.
All right.
You trust me? I do.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh. That was a pretty rad effect. All right.
You could not live with
Oh,
Oh man,
That's-
my poor
that
not
hurts
son.
so much.
Not
What
son.
about bringing
Yep.
Oh,
back to me.
jeez. Where even are they for
Yeah.
this?
It's kind of weird bits of information that were given in that trailer.
Yeah, that was very straight. Like, among other things, there was a little party that was like, that like, okay, they have to bring Tony back to Steve. Like, they're not going to leave that hanging and then not do it. But there was also a little part of me being like, they've really fucked with people's hearts and heads and
Yeah,
stuff. It's not
the
impossible that they could,
expectations.
like, get them just barely and not, for one reason or another, actually ever seeing each other again or something.
The
But,
last 20 minutes of the movie, his corpse just floats in on a dead ship.
you know, Steve floats in from the other direction.
Yeah.
They bump into each other
Bonk.
and just bounce back into
See,
space.
guys, they met again.
They made it back together at last.
I don't know. I hope they don't crush our hearts as hard as the end of Endgame did.
Right? Oh my God! Yeah, seeing Peter there was a little bit like a ooh, oh
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no.
I don't care.
So, oh,
Ben's hardcore.
Well, I mean, like because here's the problem. We
Yeah.
know we're getting another Spider-Man movie. We've already
Yes.
in fairness,
He's-
that and Guardians are the only things we know we're getting more of.
Mhm.
Everything else
Yeah,
is
yeah.
still they've wisely. So I think the only reason that we found that we were told that we were getting a Spider-Man 2 and a Guardians 3, other than the fact that they both ended on cliffhangers the last time, but like what doesn't at this point,
Yeah.
was because they were supposed to be coming out also this year. Spider-Man is coming out in July, but Guardians was supposed to come out in like November of this year or something, and then all the stuff with James Gunn happened. Now he's back on it, but they're not even starting production for another like 2 or 3 years.
that'll be like
Yeah.
2021 or
Yeah, at least like
later.
I don't think they're starting production until then. But regardless, those ones were coming out so quickly on the heels of it that they kind of had to say that those were at the very least Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes out in July.
Yeah.
They could not possibly be like, all right, we just won't advertise this, $300 million budget
Yes.
movie until 9 weeks before it comes
But
out.
can you
Yeah.
imagine what a baller move that would have been?
If they were just like, we unfortunately we would love to announce new Avengers movies. However, the fate of the universe hangs in the balance, and we don't know who survives Thanos. And then they wait until opening weekend is over, and then goes, oh yeah, by the way, here it's going to be what they do anyway.
Yeah, sure.
That or Comic-Con, because Comic-Con is coming up in a couple weeks anyway. But when that somewhere in May, they're going to announce their next 7 movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're
Like,
saying. Yeah.
They're going to wait so that because that's kind of one of the problems. Even back with Infinity War, we knew there's going to be an Ant-Man versus the Wasp.
Yes.
Or Ant-Man and the Wasp. So either he's not in it, which he wasn't, or he survives, which
It's
he
kind
did.
of Ant-Man versus the Wasp
Yeah.
a little bit.
Captain Marvel took place in the past, but then we knew that there was other stuff coming. There's been
Yeah. Well, don't forget Shazam.
Yes, I actually want to go check that out. That does
It
look
looks
like a lot of
fun,
fun.
yeah.
It looks like a fun movie.
I guess.
I'll have to watch that and then do one of my morning after reviews of Captain Marvel and DC's formerly Captain Marvel, and then just compare the two to each other. But so what do you guys think is going to be like? I don't know. Like I want to say what do you think is going to be the main kind of focus or plot of the movie? But it's I think we all kind of understand the general gist of what's happening.
It's a revenge
here.
versus Thanos and get people back.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you gonna?
Well,
Not that that's not good. Like,
Sure.
but it's just classic kind of,
one theory that I've had, and I've seen other people have a similar theory, is that when the snap happened, rather than simply like erasing half of the universe, it just went whoop and
shifted to a different universe.
Yeah.
Separated
So-
into two or something of that sort.
Yeah. Do we think that there is a separate universe, essentially, that where the people who lived in at the end of Infinity War are dead, and they too are trying to, revive everything?
Even if
or
that's
something?
the case, what does that accomplish? Like, does that change anything?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not expecting a lot of twists and turns from this movie because so much shit has already happened, and there's so many lines and so many characters and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how can you make a complicated plot or some big plot twist like that? Just like keep it straightforward and make it look good.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, my thought on the subject is like I kind of agree with Ben that like the plot arc is on its way back down. Like the movie is called Endgame. It's going to finish stuff off.
The whole movie is itself a third act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are basically going to go fight Thanos and get everyone back or die trying. Like obviously that's what they're getting at in a bunch of the trailers, that like everybody who's left is going in and they're just going to give it one last shot, and if they can't do it, then well, fuck, we did lose.
Yeah.
So like I think most of the drama and the interesting stuff's going to come through the characters in the arc.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's sad at the beginning, and obviously they have to reform the team and get everybody's morale back together.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do character looks at all of the remaining Marvel people,
Okay.
do some development.
how they deal and cope on an individual level, and
Exactly.
then come back together. Or whatever.
Go from sadness and despair to like, we can do this, to let's go do this.
We did it.
Yeah,
We did it. Hooray.
Assumedly we did it, I guess.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
As a final thing to throw at you guys, who do you think is who, if anyone, do you think is going to die for good in this movie? Because it seems like
Whose contracts are up?
yeah, I mean, me personally, it seems
who-
pretty obvious to me that the original six are all going to either be dead or incapacitated.
Like, so there's two things to think about here. Whose contracts are up?
Yes.
And of
Most of
the
the
people
big
whose
ones.
contracts are up, who's got other shit going on that they might say, I don't want to keep doing this, and who doesn't have other shit going on, it's like, I want to keep making lots of money.
I mean, I have
I
a
think
feeling.
that's kind of boring from a story writing
Well,
perspective, but I just think that's a
But
realistic
it's-
way to look at it.
I think that's where a lot of it comes from, for sure.
Like, does RDJ want to move on to something more dramatic? Like try to be a quote unquote real actor again, kind of thing.
You
I don't
mentioning
know.
RDJ, that's like the one person who I'm sure of is going to go down and not come back as like himself. Is Iron Man.
I feel like Tony and Steve are virtual guarantees.
Yes.
Like those are like 99.993%.
I mean, he was talking about, this has been my career as Iron Man. I still
Yeah.
remember, like, I mean, that could be,
Yeah.
I mean, could be forecasting that to something incorrectly, but like,
Also, with the material that's written, like from the actual comic books and stuff, who has characters that kind of replace them later on? Does anyone have like a replacement character?
all of them, as far as I'm aware. Iron Man gets replaced by Ironheart, or
So,
various villains have become Iron Man, weirdly enough.
So,
there's also War Machine.
let's just like kind of cross-reference those three things, and I think you'll
Basically
won't be super surprised.
Yeah,
With,
the first four basically all have replacements in the comics at various points. Now, granted,
I guess that's comic book standard fare, but
but also even within the Marvel universe, most of them have, like, Iron Man could ultimately potentially get replaced by Spider-Man, or even like Spider-Man and Shuri or something.
Yeah.
You've got Captain America, who in the comics does get usurped essentially, or replaced, or the mantle gets taken up by Bucky and by the Falcon.
Yeah.
Both of whom are kind of primed for that in this universe also.
Right.
And you've got Thor, who in the comics gets, you got Lady Thor, who we don't really focus on Jane Foster anymore in the movies. Beta Ray Bill doesn't seem to really exist
he
in the
never
same.
even showed
There's
up.
a statue of him on
Yeah.
Sakaar,
Yeah.
but that's it. And Thor has Stormbreaker, so it doesn't really make sense there. But there's a lot of people that are suggesting that, like, Captain Marvel kind of could take over for Thor. Similar kind
for
of
Thor,
like
okay.
galactic god level, threats and stuff.
Yep.
The Hulk is the only one where, like, maybe I don't entirely know how that one gets replaced.
There's like several versions. There's like Gray Hulk and Red Hulk.
There's
and
a bunch
like
of
that kind of
Hulks.
shit. So
Yes.
I mean, you know,
including in the comics,
Hulk
there
would
is
be
another
cool.
Hulk that is the son of. Or so it's. If I get I don't know if I'm going to get this right. It's the son of Dr. Helen Cho, who is a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
She's the She's the lady doctor from Agents of Ultron. Age of
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ultron.
Oh, Age.
Who makes the genetic crypt device thing that builds the Vision.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that's going to happen there, but Amadeus Cho, I think, is the character's name.
I think
Amadeus.
I think the Hulk is another character that has like a good potential to be knocked down because he's kind of like semi-uncontrollable god status as well.
I could see Bruce
they-
not die, but the Hulk be dead.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean that's actually because in Infinity War, like the Hulk ran away and decided not to fight because he got beat
the
up by
shit
Thanos.
kicked out of him by Thanos. And he's like,
So maybe if he ends up splitting or just going away as a character, I could see that because I think
or maybe that's where you get
what's his
Gray
name?
Hulk because Gray Hulk is Hulk's body with Banner's mind, so he's under his own he's in
different
control
kind of
of
situation.
himself.
Yep.
I don't know. The thing is, like, they have the material to work with, but they change it all the time.
yeah,
They put their own
absolutely. It's an
cinematic
adaptation. It's a
spin on
new
it,
thing.
so,
It's
you
not.
know,
That's what I
there's
kind of
plenty
like
to work with and plenty to change.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about these movies is like they're not like, hey, we're just going to do this story from the book.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. If I wanted to see that, I would just read the fucking comic book.
Well,
I mean, it's nice to see it in a cinematic way, but it's also nicer to see a fresh take.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know?
Tell a unique story.
The only one of the original four that I'll be the saddest to lose is going to be Thor, if only because Ragnarok was such a huge, refreshing
movie.
Change of pace for that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I see them doing another Ragnarok with that character. Like,
I don't necessarily mean
That
another
felt-
Ragnarok, but like Taika Waititi has been saying that like if they give me the chance to do it, I'm going to do a Thor 4.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And I mean, I see that as a very possible thing, but
Yeah.
for like the previous phase of Marvel, I mean, there's a lot of debate on where the phases are and what they are, but like for the last phase, there's been a lot of like sequential movies. Like we've been finishing out like arcs of individual characters, and then now we're endgaming like that whole phase sort of thing. So I think in the future of like the next phase of Marvel, there'll be a lot of the new young hero, even if it's not like the Iron Man successor. Maybe they have a wholly, a comic series or a character that's never actually touched the Marvel universe. Like I think they'll start bringing in new blood, and I think that's where a lot of like more creative and directors with specific visions will get a chance to do a Marvel movie like in their style.
My big hope for Phase 4 or whatever they call the post Avengers kind of age of the MCU is that they actually, because they're going to have the rights to it now, is to give Marvel their shot at doing the Fantastic Four. Because Fox has had their hands on it this whole time and has made 3 separate attempts at it, and it's just been awful.
Womp womp womp.
The Corman version from the 90s, I hear, is actually decent. But then you've got the Chris Evans, and Jessica Alba one that was, it was a very averagey superhero movie first time.
I think I saw it once and I don't remember it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got, I mean, certainly not as good as Spider-Man or X-Men, which were already out by then. And then you've got the Fantastic, which was just the fucking worst.
Fantastic.
Fucking gloomy, awful mess. The whole thing with Fantastic Four is like, having superpowers is awesome, but you got to be careful to like get along with your family. Like that's kind of it's a very wholesome sort of line of stories.
Yeah,
so like
they end up becoming a family, and
Well, let's not go on too long. I think we got some good little chunks to chew on
We're
here
all
and
about
think
chunks
about.
here on the deep
and,
end.
I love chunks.
Chewy chunks.
You can chew on my chunks anytime.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I'm talking to you. You know who you
All right,
are.
so hopefully everybody enjoys Endgame, and I'm probably going to because it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped.
Let's go watch it right now.
Okay.
Bye.
We're just gonna go. All right.